Planet Earth. We are here.
We are
Yes, sir.
here.
Yes, sir. So
We
you
are
know who this
here.
is? Joe Moff over here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody introduce yourself.
Joe, I'm Cool Hunter. I am Cool Hunter on everything on social media.
Yes, this is the first lady. Also, everything on social media.
Ow, this your girl Ija.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how she starting off. Okay.
Retired phone sex veteran.
Right. You know what I mean?
I wish I was making some phone sex money shit.
You was when the jukebox was popping. Yeah.
Oh man, when the jukebox
She got the
though,
voice,
the
yeah.
jukebox though, dog. You know how long ago that was, though.
See, in my bio, I didn't put my age.
When
now, shut up.
19B was out there.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I am 23. I don't know what jukebox you talk about.
Right. Okay. My bad. Yeah.
That's her story, and she's sticking to it.
Yes.
So yeah, so you know what I'm saying. We was talking earlier about marriage. You know what I'm saying. Everybody got so many views and opinions about marriage, and so many emotions behind this. Man, what y'all think about marriage though? What you think, Hunter?
Man, it's several levels to it. So, you have your business. It's a business agreement, especially when you get married in a.
Definitely.
When you sign in marriage licenses and certificates and things of that nature, you know, you have to understand the ramifications of that paperwork. But there's so many. You have emotional, spiritual, sexual, physical health, wellness. Where your mental health is.
Yeah,
you know, job, career. So it's really no aspect of a person that is not involved in a marriage. But I don't think everybody looks at it like that.
Nah.
They look more at the ceremony, the
Oh,
ring,
yeah.
the wedding, the
Oh,
dress.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, freaking, how big that ring is.
Yeah.
I believe people get married for.
Why you give me that label?
I believe most people get married for the wrong reasons anyway. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe most people get married because they feel like they're getting old. Or most people feel like they don't want to be the old bam in the club. You know what I'm saying? Alone. And then I feel like some people get married because they want that validation to make them feel like they're somebodies out here. You know what I'm saying? Some people show that ring off. Before that ring, they didn't have no identity. You know what I'm saying? So. I feel like most people, we just doing things, try to fit in socially. And I feel like marriage is just another thing that we don't really have the real idea of like we should. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was telling T earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you broke, why are you getting married?
Absolutely.
What are you getting married for? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Both of y'all broke people together. Y'all just going to be broke together.
I'm
It'll
not
never
inheriting no one's debt.
Woo,
Keep
please.
that shit.
Life harder as it is.
So
It is.
you agree with Joe on that?
Yeah. If you don't have no money, why you getting married?
What? Why?
You
Why?
have to maintain yourself first before you can help
See, that's
maintain
tricky,
a
man.
family.
What you mean? Well, go ahead.
I feel that you shouldn't rush to get married. A lot of people have to understand, like you said, that it's just a label.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That label. But you have to grow to love and trust that person and know that that person is going to be equally yoked with you.
Right.
You know, I can't go and, like you say, the debt. You have a lot of debt issues. You have insecure issues. You have jealousy. You
True.
lie. I
Right.
can't go into that relationship thinking that that piece of paper and me walking down the aisle is going to change everything.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's not, because the next day we'll be divorced. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I hate when people say, "Oh my God, you've been with your man for 13 years and y'all are not married." There's things that I learn about this man every day.
Go ahead now.
Good and bad.
Go ahead now.
But guess what? We've been together for 13 years. And I know that I feel like I can't live without him. You understand? I've grown to feel that. I've grown that those emotions and that feeling. So I know that when we get together, when we get married, it's gonna be right.
But you know what? And see, that's what I want to. I'm a kind of like bring you and Hunter's ideas together, because what you talking about, I feel like it's levels to this marriage thing. Like if your whole concept of marriage is based on love, right? And that's what it is. Then you don't need legal papers from the government to validate your relationship and where y'all at. You know what I'm saying? Because when you going through the government, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother ballgame. That's business. That's a business transaction. You know what I'm saying?
But you're not with the paper. It does have. Well, it's paper. It is in the eyes of God. It's a bond between two.
Hold up, God recognized the paper.
Well, I mean,
God,
through the church,
God,
I guess. If you're a
you gotta pull that
religious
paper up to
person,
God.
If you're a religious person, so
Depends on the
That's
person.
Depends on the
whole
person.
nother conversation.
Well, I think you see everybody's saying something that's important because it's
It is
about
important.
balance. So it's not about
True,
one
true,
thing more than
true.
any other thing.
Absolutely
Right.
not.
It's
Right.
not all about love. Love don't keep you happy no
Nah.
more
Ooh.
than
Say
finances.
You better
that.
preach it,
That's
bro.
No
right.
more than
Don't
sex,
keep-
no
no.
more than a
You better
title or
talk
label.
that.
So
Talk that.
you meet people in life where they at.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
first and foremost of all, you can't predetermine when you're gonna get married or have kids or how you're gonna go about it
Yeah.
until you meet the person you're gonna be with.
Yeah.
When you meet them, you need to assess where y'all at, and
Yeah.
that's how you determine how you move forward.
How you
Yeah.
move forward.
So
True.
getting married isn't always the right thing at a specific time. Or maybe ever. It just depends.
You have people that live together forever and
Right.
never get married, and they're content.
Yeah, and they cool. But see, so then they get around other judgmental people, and they be like, they don't feel the same confidence. Some of them don't feel the same confidence because they ain't got the ring. You know what I'm saying?
Or their ring isn't
Bitch, you
as
ain't
big.
married.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that shouldn't play no part in it. And that's the part of marriage that I can't get with. That's why it makes me not want to do it, because I'm like, I understand, like, this is what I'm saying. It's got to be about legacy building anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when you get in with somebody else, dog, and like you said, evenly yoked and all that good stuff, but check this out. After that, then y'all, what if y'all evenly yoked, personality, sexually, all that good stuff, spiritually, but then, like you say, this one person, she can't even get a food stamp card. You know what I'm saying? Like her joint is her shit is her credit is atrocious. You know what I'm saying? But y'all elevate as far as like spiritually and all that. But her whole thing is tore up. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say, well, because I love this woman, I'm gonna go ahead and go get papers, bro. Because you hustling backwards, because this game is about elevating, dog. Unless you just want to be out there on the same area doing the same stuff every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's not. I don't think
It depends on what a person wants. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
You
it
can't-
does.
you
It
can't
does.
speak-
It does. It does.
Everybody has to speak for themselves. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
And
That's
it
true.
depends on how that person, if that person is financially able to take care of both of you guys. He might be like, yo, give me
or
them
she.
food stamps and we can go and sell them joints.
True.
Happens all the time.
That's real talk though. That's real talk
Go and
though.
stand in front of
Happens.
shoppers.
Yeah.
I
Happens
think-
all the time.
I think it's
I like
more
that.
so, like James said, you meet people where they are in life. And a lot of times it's about elevation. So I can meet you now and you cannot have money and I could be okay. But as long as your mindset is to be a go-getter and to be ambitious, and I see that you're working towards bettering yourself financially, then we can make things happen.
Things change.
But when you're
They
content
do.
and you don't want nothing else out of life and you okay with where you are, then no, we cannot get married.
Right. Right.
See, people, what I recognize is like just over my years of becoming a man and getting where I'm at now, like nobody's gonna be the same as you know them today anyway. You don't know how somebody gonna grow,
Yeah.
or evolve,
Yeah.
at all.
Real talk.
There's no way to know. So with
Real
that
talk.
being said, there's no need to kind of get fixated on one thing being so important. Like that's why I don't understand the concept of the ring.
Oh man, I hate that.
Well, I want a ring, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I do.
See, look at y'all. See,
Every time I come around, Chenny blank blank.
See?
You better
See?
give me a
You
ring.
talking
They
all
gonna be
this-
talking about me at
you
work.
was just talking all this stuff. Well, we all evenly yoked and all this.
I'm talking about when it comes to that time, though.
Oh my God.
After 13 years, yeah, you better give me a damn
She
ring.
deserves a
ring.
ring after that.
but why? But see, what even put y'all onto the ring? See, you didn't come out the womb talking about, you know what I'm saying? As soon as so
No,
it's
we didn't.
something implanted to you that told you that this is the ultimate validation. If you don't get this, then you're not worth anything, and that's a problem. You shouldn't be programmed to feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can still walk. You can still wake up one day. I believe this, right? This is my belief, my opinion. Okay. I believe, dog, you could be with somebody and you could wake up one day and y'all could go and have y'all own little thing, ceremony, whatever means something to y'all. And from that day moving forth, y'all can be considered husband
You are
and
just
wife.
being cheap.
I agree.
Back.
See?
I agree.
You
I
are just
agree.
being cheap.
See? Ain't
See,
no
look,
love.
look.
Ain't no love without no
Stand in
money,
front
huh?
of the
No,
stove
I
and turn
agree.
it on.
I think any kind of relationship is what you make it. You set the rules on relationship. But
Exactly.
I personally,
You want that ring.
whoever is going to be with me knows that my tone is I need a ring.
Right.
Now this is the point.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting no
Especially when you
tattoo.
invest
Oh,
in
I was
something.
just about to say, what about the tattoo
I'm
ring?
not-
Because
I'm
I
not
do a
doing the
tattoo.
ring.
That thing means something to
I
me.
can do that in addition to my ring.
Oh, see, no, that don't mean
But
nothing.
This is an important
I will
piece
cover
to
that
talk about
tattoo
right
with
here.
that
don't
big
mean
ass
nothing.
ring.
This
That don't
is
mean nothing to
very,
me.
very important.
Yeah.
See, the thing about the ring is, it's like women get caught up in the ring, and then the behavior that does or doesn't come with it may or may not be as important sometimes.
It gotta
Or it
come with it.
varies, or
It got to come with it or it ain't worth it.
so. Which one comes first, though?
The behavior comes first, of course.
Okay.
Behavior.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't. But
Dudes
I
aren't
don't,
stupid.
I don't believe you should just meet somebody after 1 year and then be like, "Baby, are you gonna give me a ring? Or when do we get married?"
Well, no, see,
I don't believe that.
what happens
But I'm
when you
telling
don't ask for the ring and he presents it to you more than what you thought he was going to present to you? See, that's the financial thing. My point is, I would never in my life, I don't care how I feel about a woman, I would never in my life finance a piece of jewelry to express how I feel about her in regards to building a relationship.
Come on.
That's bad financial
Come on.
planning.
You know,
yeah. So
Well, why don't you just save it until you got it all and then
it
buy
only
it?
takes
Right.
3 paychecks. I researched it.
but you know what's filthy though? A youngin would be dealing with a dude that this man ain't got no car. He ain't got nothing going for him. And she'll be like, one day she'll be like, why you ain't give me no ring? And he be like, this nigga can't even afford, he can't even afford things for himself. And you want him to come up with a ring for you, huh?
But he cheating on you, but you still want a ring anyway.
Dog, I swear, dog. But like you said, the banana in the
I'm
tailpipe,
not down for that.
a dude come and present all that stuff, all the glitz and glam, but then he don't be worth nothing inside. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to pick and choose sometimes what's really important. You know what I mean? Like,
Why can't it all be important?
It is all important. And I think that's my point from what I see. It's about balance. At certain times of your relationship, you need to focus more on one thing more than another thing. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're, because oftentimes, dudes get kind of put in a situation, just coming from a male's perspective, you have to work around the female clock, like when to get the ring, have kids and start providing certain things. But if you're not there yet, some dudes make a bad financial decision because they don't want to lose their woman. And the bad financial decision might still cost them to lose their woman or not keep their woman. It's no right or wrong decision. I mean, there are ways to go about it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to work together, be on the same page. If you're not on the same page and you don't know where you at mentally, you setting yourself up for failure. I don't give a damn if you got a ring or not.
But you know what sets people up with this whole conversation, or as far as with people dealing with that, it's all emotional. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
my point. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So it's like when you talk about people's emotions, it's never gonna be logical. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna win, you gonna lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna win, you gonna lose.
I mean, we have some good examples too tonight of some different relationships.
Win,
where-
lose.
Win.
Who was talking about?
Can I
Kendu and
sing?
Mary?
Can I sing? Well, all the time when
Oh,
I
man.
was loving you,
See, here we go.
you were busy loving
Here we go.
Somebody give her
See?
an album.
Jay Blige in
Hey,
here.
hey, see.
Give
See?
her-
Stop
Contract.
breathing for this man.
See?
We got to start there.
Hey,
That's
y'all
what
gonna try to diss the homie because he doing what women be
See?
doing
See?
for a long time, and y'all want to diss the homie because he flip mode on them. You know what I'm saying?
This is why we have to start with Blige and Kendu, because it's such a wide.
I don't like him.
See, look, you don't even know him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like him.
You
You ain't never
because
met
he
the
just
You ain't
look
never met
He
him.
looks sneaky.
He looks
Oh
like
wow,
sneaky.
wow,
And
he
the
looks
fact that
sneaky.
he
Look
is
like a
trying to
whore.
get
'Cause he
all
look
this
like Yoda
money
and
out
shit.
of her now just confirms my point. Like, Mary got some issues.
Okay.
She got
First
some
of all.
mental issues.
Okay.
Let's begin there.
Okay.
But for you to even begin a relationship with a woman that you know had issues, it's like you got to think at some point, was he preying on her?
Yeah.
I think
So can I
He
say
could have been.
who don't have issues though? Like it's like
So be
Yeah, but
specific.
some
When you
issues
say
more
issues,
than the
what you
other.
mean?
Drugs, for one.
Insecurity.
And I don't think she was all mentally there.
Well, she did state that she had insecurities. She had drug issues. She faced a lot of abandonment with her father leaving and coming back whenever he wanted to. So
And then she was abused at some point.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff.
She was getting taken advantage of from her label. You know, they were stealing money. They kept on giving her drugs to cloud her judgment.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it was a lot going on that broke her down. She was already trying to get healed. So she said she started going to church. Spiritually, that healed her temporarily. But then she met him. She said she met this man, and it was, you know, he was like building her confidence up. He was like, "You're beautiful. Why do you feel this way? Why are you, you know, downplaying yourself?" And she said that's what she fell in love with. Him talking to her in that positive way and giving her encouragement. So she married this man without thinking and no prenup.
Okay.
All emotion, no logic.
All
oh
emotion.
Man, how ironic.
No
So
logic.
are we supposed to? Okay, are we supposed to feel sorry for Mary? That's what I want to know.
I do too.
I don't. I just don't.
No,
man.
I don't. She's a grown woman. She's an
I
adult.
don't.
She
But
made
if
bad
you get
decisions.
married to somebody, you're supposed to give your all into that
That's
relationship.
not true.
Okay.
That's not true. That's perception.
Tell
her now.
So what you supposed to give half?
Trust.
That's all
How
perception.
much you supposed to give?
No, but that's what you have to be able to figure out. I think people often ask questions, but you asking another person for the answer.
Maybe
why are you trusting somebody that much to give you the right answer? Why
That
can't
was
you
her
figure it out?
manager.
Okay, but what I'm
That
saying
was her
is,
manager. Maybe she trusted him those years.
okay.
Right.
Can I
That-
let
go ahead.
me say something. Okay, if Kendu is such a dirtbag and he don't deserve none of the money he got, right? I mean, he's about to get from her. then-
$30,000 a month.
Yeah, okay, all right, but
That's
tell
sheesh.
me why did
That's
Michael
$30,000.
Jordan's wife get that much money? She, like they say, she wasn't shooting in the gym. She wasn't in the joint practicing the fadeaway or nothing.
Let me tell
She
you
wasn't in,
something.
right. She wasn't saying, "Scotty, hit the triangle."
Let me
She
tell
ain't
you
do none of that.
something. When the story is the other way around, a lot of times these men with money don't want their wives to work. A lot of them worked prior
Very
to,
true.
and they want their wives to stay at home and take care of the kids. So they got to
Okay.
get paid some type of way.
Hey,
So,
that's
so
a-
you telling me that?
hell of a
But it
comeback.
wasn't
It's
like
a
that for
business.
Kendu and Mary. Kendu was
Serve
still
Joe.
managing her. He was still getting paid
But you know what?
from
You know
the
what?
work that he was doing.
You know what makes me not feel? It's so many factors that makes me feel nothing for Mary, right? But the thing about it is,
so harsh.
yeah, I know, but it's true. But the thing about it though is,
Savage.
they was doing business in the same field. You know what I'm saying? Like that business was together. So when they part, she should expect the legal fuckery to come. You know what I'm saying? She
But
should expect it.
13 years of being with a man.
She sung songs about it.
13
You know,
years. Well,
come
when she
on.
sung those songs, that was.
It was
beforehand.
prophetic.
Hold on.
She had Jesus in her.
You can tell that Mary was happy.
Jesus sung that song through a nigga. Straight
You can tell
like
she was
that.
happy though because her music narrative totally changed. Like
It
she,
did. It wasn't as good either.
it wasn't making up
At
words,
all.
the hateration,
Oh
holleration,
my
all that
God,
shit.
dog!
Somebody slid
That
their
was
wrist
the
and
worst.
shit.
You talking about the song that made you turn the channel every time the video came on,
And from a legend though.
bruh. I know, right? Come
But
on,
I don't want
son.
to digress too much.
But
it's-
okay.
I
No,
know.
it's- no,
That's how we
good.
feel about Mary. Mary,
I was gonna
it's an
say
impact
all
you made.
women when they get happy
No,
in
she
a
didn't. Be
relationship,
quiet.
their music changed. Keisha Cole music changed, and her music sucked after she was happy too.
But see, people love the pain though. The pain is
The
real.
pain
People
makes
can
the
gravitate.
music.
People, you know,
Yeah, the pain makes the
good
music, right?
music.
So did y'all hear the new song? Y'all ain't see. I ain't heard the new song.
you
I
gotta check
have
that out.
not heard her new song.
She
yet.
talking cash shit though. I just want to tell y'all when y'all listen to that new song, she talking cash
Now
shit.
she
about-
is. It's
yeah.
after the fact,
Yeah,
though.
yeah. She
Now
talking
we
about
get old
something.
Mary back.
She said it's a hell that he can be in and all that. I'm
the
like,
legendary
she
Mary J.
just
Blige
scored.
back now.
yo, yeah, exactly. She just scoring now. It just sound like a, you know what it sound like? It sound like an old bitter bitch. That's what it sound like. She just in the joint saying, "Oh, you gonna die. You gonna
Yeah,
go
she
to
got
hell."
every right to be
But see,
mad.
this is what I don't understand. I ain't gonna say I don't understand it. I understand it, but to
True,
say that
true.
this man uplifted you and did this and did that, did this, did that.
Mm-hmm.
With human beings, you have to hold people accountable. If you're not holding
Thank you,
people
man.
accountable,
Come
people
on.
going to try to take you for
That's
bad.
the
your
word
your
of the
mama could try to
day.
play you. Your kids will lie to you.
Oh, man.
Anybody would try
Where
to.
were her friends?
That's my point. Like if you're holding people accountable and you have the proper circle,
Mm-hmm.
he wouldn't even feel like he could come into your life and prey on you in
She
that type of
didn't
way.
know.
of
But see,
fashion.
we don't
Hold
even
on.
know if he praying on her though. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's a
strong.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, in
That's what it come
hindsight,
across
is
as.
coming is look. The only reason I say praying is because if you're her manager, then she has to have something for you to manage.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
true.
In essence, you working for your wife in a sense, and then now you saying that hey, she was taking care of me. I need this money. I can't live. I can't live without that $30,000 marriage.
But see, it makes it personal because it's the husband and wife dynamic. But if you want to talk about, like I say, the business of manager and artist, what manager is going to part from their artist in a disgruntled way and not come back legally and try to get some money? You know what I'm saying?
But that's if the artist don't owe them no money.
But I'm just, when you talking about business, people got loopholes. It ain't about what's right. It's about what can I prove or what can I finesse to get up out of you. You know what I'm saying?
Egypt got some of the numbers where he was taking vacations and trips and was going.
Oh, here we go. Pull the numbers out. She got receipts on him, huh?
He need to die.
It said that Isaac her husband was originally seeking $129,000 a month.
Get her. Get her, nigga. Get her. You better get her, Kendu. Massa Kendu. Yeah. Get her. You better get her, bro.
$130 a month.
She said he also was mismanaging her money, and he spent $420,000 in traveling charges and hotel and airfare.
And you know what?
And it was not related to her business, and it
he was
did
probably
not
flying
include
that
her.
girl around.
What girl? How you know?
The one he cheated with.
Hey, let me say something real
here
quick.
we go.
But
It's
she just
always
recently
that girl.
found this
The Becky
out,
with the
just
good
to
hair,
let you
right?
know.
It was the Becky.
No, it ain't a Becky.
Okay.
What is she, Spanish or something?
That was her
Kendu was
protege.
doing this, son.
Why does that matter? So it matters who he was cheating with?
No, I'm just, for me, it made me feel a little bit better about his finesse game. You know what I'm saying? Because at least he went out here with no little rat shit.
He was tricking on a heavy level with Mary's money.
Yo,
Yeah,
hey.
he was tricking.
Britney Spears' ex-husband. He was the first.
You know what?
What was his name?
Kevin Federline,
Yep.
right?
Her
Yeah.
dancer.
Yeah.
He wasn't even asking for as much as Kendu.
Yeah, because you know what? He knew he was
he
going to
didn't-
get
he
it.
didn't
That's
know
why.
his numbers.
He knew he was going to get it. See, Kendu a brother. He got to fight for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin Federline, he knew. All he had to do was show up and say, Your Honor, look at us.
Let me tell you something.
We can give us
Kendu
my
would have
money.
came up missing.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Say,
See,
that's too much money.
but see, that ain't even right.
First of all, you was misappropriating my money. Now you asking for
Well, she
more
was
money?
too by giving it to him. You negligent for letting him handle your account.
But
and your
when
funds.
you're married to
In a court of law, that's
somebody,
what's
you
gonna come
don't
up.
think that your husband
Thank
is
you.
going to steal
Tia, tell
from
her.
you.
I'm telling you, that's the problem.
Okay.
That's the problem. You have to check.
So, of
you have to
course,
check your mate sometimes.
you
You,
don't
have to
think
pop up
about
on him
that.
at
Check
work.
your mate. Check
Prenup.
mate.
You hear, motherfucker?
Duh. I mean,
That's why I'm like, where was her
good.
friend?
Prenups are good, and a lot of people
Let's talk about
of
prenups.
middle class should get it too. They're saying that a lot of people, more and more people from the middle class are getting prenups because
I wouldn't.
you can inherit money while you're married, and then that person that you're married to can get half of that inheritance.
Yep.
Also, inheriting debt.
Yeah, I'm down with the prenup.
Inheriting debt.
Yeah.
I
mean,
don't want to inherit no one's debt.
Nah.
I tell you that.
And if somebody in debt, you don't need to be marrying a broke ass. You wrong for
Well-
that. Get your life goals together. You know what I'm saying? Get some identity with yourself.
I think it's important too when you gauge the health and the vitals of relationships. When prenups are necessary, that lets you know that it's a lot of salt in the game. It's a lot of stuff going on and happening with people. Like, look, I love you. But I don't love you enough for you to beat me. You know what I'm saying? With this money I done earned before I got you, or I ain't taking care of them kids you got. That you know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
And
you
it's
know,
just out of respect.
and it shows you certain things. I'm not saying that prenups are bad because they
It's not bad.
absolutely
It's needed.
are necessary.
It's
Sometimes.
needed. It's
Absolutely
needed out
necessary.
here. It's
Yeah.
needed.
But
People-
it's crazy though.
And it costs about. Well, I think they said it costs about as much as a ring does, like $3,000.
Hey man, if
it's
you gonna,
worth it.
yeah, get that. If you're gonna pay for that bling, then you better pay for that
Get that
safe way out of
so
here.
the man
Get a
buys the
prenup
ring and the woman
bank
pays for the
account.
prenup. How about that?
All right, you know they ain't. You know what? That
Well,
be
he
justice.
got a ring too,
That
don't
be
he?
justice.
See?
That be justice,
Why
right?
can't
right.
we split the prenup?
I'm
Right.
paying for
Why
both
couldn't we
both
split the
have
ring?
our own lawyers.
Why couldn't we split the
Talking
ring
about?
though? Why can't we split the ring though?
Because a
I'm
prenup,
paying-
the
Split the
prenups
ring?
Yeah, she wanna
don't.
split the
The
prenup.
That
prenups
shit
don't
in half
come
for you.
from one
Oh,
lawyer.
man.
They come
Oh,
from
man,
two
see?
different lawyers.
See, that's
your
that shit Mary
lawyer,
was singing about right there.
your lawyer and his lawyer. And then you switch
Don't
prenups.
this
Your
sound-
lawyer goes over the one that they gave you, and vice versa.
It's a quick
So you pay
divorce.
for your own prenup.
Don't this
and
sound
he
like
pay for
all
his
business
own.
though? This ain't no love.
That's what I'm
that's where
saying,
marriage
bruh.
is.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
all business, dog.
It's business.
It is.
Oh my God, it's business.
Yes,
all
it's a business.
When you talk
that's-
about prenups and agreements and this and that, that's not I love you, I want to grow with you
Nah.
and bond with you
Nah.
and build with you.
That's why people be getting tricked.
That's like, look, you
That's
better
why
have your
he
shit
roasted
together.
Mary
What's
J's
over?
heart.
Listen, you know
He
what?
roasted her heart.
Oh, here we go.
Mary J.
Now she's
Mary,
the
we
victim.
love
Are you
we
listening?
support
Now
you.
she's a
Are you
victim.
listening? He
We
needs to come
support
up
you, Mary.
missing.
Oh my God.
Just make it seem like an accident, you know?
She gonna be on the next season.
Make
Orange
it
is,
seem
Orange
like,
is New
you know,
Black.
somebody robbed them and it just went wrong or something.
Oh, come on. That's crud.
420,130.
That's called justice. That's called justice.
Let it go.
I don't know.
That's called death.
Well, hold up. Let's talk about another rumor that was out there between Mary and Kendu with the threesome thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I heard that's what
She
it
did say in the interview that if he wanted a threesome, she was down. That's how much she loved this man.
See, that's tricky though.
But
So
see-
you mean you gonna put your face in a box for your man? Like you gonna teeter your sexuality?
But you don't know. You don't know how
a
that threesome
doesn't
was though,
mean
bro.
that
You don't-
she.
Okay, I'm
That
just-
threesome might have had
Just-
parameters and shit. You know what I'm saying?
My inner creep came out a little
Yeah,
bit. I was like, I
yeah.
wasn't-
You had a vision there. You envisioned what she was doing and everything,
like,
bro.
Mary
Like,
gonna hum on that.
yeah,
Yeah. Mary
yeah.
gonna hum on that junk.
she
It's
was just
be
going to
over.
watch. You putting
It's
in
gonna be
different
over.
positions.
I don't even see Mary as like an extra sexual. She seems
That's what
boring.
I'm. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Kendu was forced to find that side joint because he was all worked up. Look at his face. His face looked like he's not sexually happy. You know what I'm saying? His face looked like he got a lot of sexual frustration going on.
No, he
right?
looked
Why
happy
he
in
show
this
his face
picture
again,
right
though?
here.
Mary J. Blige, she's a Capricorn, so she was getting hurt, man. She was
Everybody
here we
brags
go.
about
What
they
that-
sign.
I know they got nothing to do with
I'm a
nothing.
Scorpio. I'm a Taurus. I'm
I mean, not 10.
I think a little bit. I think
Ain't nobody better than Geminis anyway.
Well,
That's right. Put
Oh,
her
here we
there.
go.
Cancers in
Put her
the
there.
house.
Gemini is crazy than the motherfucker.
No, we not.
Yeah, it is.
No, we
Ain't
not.
that the whole Gemini thing? Y'all got split personalities and shit. Trust me. Both
That
my
don't mean
parents
we
Geminis. They
crazy.
crazy than the motherfucker.
I love your
Oh
parents.
yeah,
Already.
Gemini.
Oh, man.
My
Oh,
grandmother
man.
used to be like, "What the hell? Why y'all didn't do the dishes? You want some pancakes?"
Oh,
I'm like,
Lord.
oh.
That's why
Yeah,
she
you can
asked
get your
you.
pancakes after you do these damn
Damn,
dishes.
nigga,
Let's not
bipolar
digress,
shit.
people. Let's not digress.
I know. But my point is, I don't agree with marriage because in my experience, I feel like the best. Now, tell me if I'm wrong. The best times in a relationship is the beginning. The beginning when it is
Representation.
when it is no,
Right.
it's the
And you still getting
representation,
to
but
know
there
each
is no
other.
titles and there is no expectation that come with the
Now,
title.
see, I gotta disagree because if
There's
the best is
always
at the beginning, then that relationship didn't last for you.
Well, what I mean by the best is, do y'all feel like with the titles comes extra people's perceptions of what expectations come with this
You talking
title?
about people outside the relationship?
Not just that, people in a relationship. Because you know, some people say, well, I'm not gonna do wife stuff if I'm a girlfriend.
Ain't
But
that
with
something? Ooh.
Yeah.
each new level
Oh,
comes
man.
new
Yeah, I hit you with
responsibility.
something.
You
I hit you with
give
something.
You shouldn't give your all to a man.
Right,
Oh,
with
man.
each
In the
new
dating
level
stage,
comes
No.
more responsibility.
But see,
not
but if
giving
it's
It's
about
just like a job.
you wash your
When
own
you start
clothes.
off at work, you're on your secretary. Then you get promoted. When you get
Okay.
promoted, you get more responsibility.
Uh-huh.
Same thing with relationships. First, y'all are friends. Even friendships got certain
Okay.
expectations. Then you grow into boyfriend, girlfriend.
okay.
That's the expectation. Marriage is
See,
the
it
expectation.
doesn't- it doesn't-
So if it's like a
It's
job,
not a
then-
bad thing.
then I might come home one night and say, I want a break, bitch.
strongly
I want a break.
disagree.
Even at job,
Ain't
even
no
at work-
breaks from a job. You either get fired or you quit.
Oh no, I get a break in my job now. I don't know what she's talking about.
Ain't
That's
no
slavery.
breaks.
If we can't get a break, then that's a little bit like slavery. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying in the beginning, it's all good. Yes, because in the beginning,
It's no
you're
pressure.
just having sex. You're not even.
It's not
getting
even
Not
about that.
necessarily.
It's not even about
A
that.
lot of people just.
It's not about
yes,
that. It's
they-
about
they
not having the
hunching.
pressure. The pressure of because like you say, once it's a girlfriend and boyfriend, now, like she said, the next level is husband and wife. And most women aren't focused on the right way to build to that. They just thinking like, okay,
The title does it all.
yeah, well, we've been together about what, 4 years now. I should be a wife.
That's the problem.
And you be
Right.
like, hold up,
Right.
Slim.
I
Like,
agree.
But
yo,
what's holding you back from making that woman your
That's
wife?
the
if
question.
if you've been going, is there
That's a good
issues
question.
that you have in
yes,
this relationship?
but see,
So why are you still in it? Like, that's what people shouldn't be in something if and I'm not saying you, but
No, I know
people
what
shouldn't
you're
be
saying. Right.
in it if they're expecting to get married in 4 years. If you know that you have issues within your relationship.
Yeah,
but see, but you put a time period on it though.
But
You put
that's
a
why I
time
said you
period.
gauge where you at when you meet somebody. Like like you said, you know, people often look at building a friendship, boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, husband, wife. People don't work like that. Humans are predictably unpredictable. You have to assess when you meet somebody, what have they gone through? What was their upbringing like?
Right.
Yeah.
True.
You understand what I'm saying?
upbringing.
What were some of their
True.
prior relationships like?
That's
Did they
real.
go through any types of traumatic
That's the
experiences?
getting to know you phase.
Right.
That's-
So
Ask
you don't
questions.
build past knowing something. See, it's emotions cloud that.
Oh, a
When you
lot.
start to, you can get to a point where it's like, you know what? this the one, this the right person. You can totally overlook a huge red flag or
Yeah,
several.
yeah.
You have to take time and properly assess a person.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you realize at the beginning of a relationship, it might not be the best time or the most fun time, because you're going to work on making the fun time the majority of the relationship. If you're smart.
Yeah. Who
wants to enjoy the first year and then be done in year 5?
Yeah.
That's a waste of time.
But like I say though, when you talking about marriage, right? That's an institution. You know what I'm saying? Like that's an institution in itself. But when you talking about getting towards that, that's a process. As far as like what marriage supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? That's
keyword is supposed
to be. So what I'm saying is that's a process. But what I'm saying, most people don't understand how to work that process, dog. And then and some people that do are slow at it. You know what I'm saying? So they come around other people and they be like, I'm in a relationship. I've been with 7. Some people like, I'm with somebody for 7, 8 years. And somebody, you're not married yet? But it's like Slim, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't understand our struggle right now. But we working, but we not working as fast as you might think that we should. You feel me?
Because some people that get married, they're quick to get divorced. Like, let's work on this. Like, because we're married means that we just need to separate. It's not a relationship anymore. It's a marriage. You can't just walk away.
Yeah, but see that
counseling. That's why a lot of people need counseling.
True.
Even before
Black
they
men
get
don't
married.
believe in counseling.
Nah, we don't.
Now, generally speaking, I think that's true. But
don't.
therapy is necessary.
Therapy is necessary.
But black people need, every black person needs
all
therapy.
black people.
You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. Every black person needs therapy. Yeah, true. But definitely black people.
All right.
Well, that's definitely black people, but ain't no black people out here.
It's the perception of it. We don't want to perceive that we're weak, or especially men.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, need.
Why do I need somebody to tell me what I already know?
Why we putting somebody in our business?
But now, see, I feel that though. I'm telling you right now. I told Young the other day. I said, Short, if we ever went to counseling, and all the stuff I've been saying, and I swear we go to counseling, and this Bama, he says, oh yeah, well the solution is, and it'd be something that I told you, and then you look at me, be like, hey babe, we should do what he said. I'm gonna look at you and be like, you know what, it's over. It's over.
Nah, don't
it's
do
over.
that.
It's over. Because you playing with my emotions. You playing with my emotions.
Sometimes it depends on who gives the message.
Yeah.
But see,
and that's
why
you're
right.
part of it.
You're right.
Necessary because she is not thinking. She's thinking you're attacking her emotionally. So
that's very
deep.
true.
That was
especially
profound.
when you're trying to hold your
that
woman accountable.
That was profound.
It might hurt her feelings.
You might not know how to talk to.
That's true.
I might not know how to talk to you.
I might not say it right.
That's true.
So it's like we're disrespecting each other, and there's no words that we are hearing.
Speak it now.
So when you have someone that's non-judgmental and that is evaluating both sides,
right,
then you guys can start hearing instead of talking over each other. You're listening now.
Right, true.
So that is why it's so important to have someone from the outside looking in to help both sides. Because you can't be like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Look, I'm talking about what you're telling me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm taking the information you giving me, but I can't say, oh, okay, and I'm going to have to respect that you did tell me this.
Right.
That I did hear this. So now I'm hearing somebody else tell me, that means I have to deal with the issues that I have within me. This is what therapy helps you to understand. The issues that you have within yourself.
It's 3 sides to the truth.
Yeah,
so if
that's
it's just
true.
you and your woman always trying to figure out stuff, or you and your man always trying to figure out stuff, then sometimes, it's going to be hard to figure out who's right, wrong, where's the area to grow
if it's
from.
not, but
because it's not about right and wrong all the time.
What I'm saying,
it's
bro.
about understanding perspective.
Yeah.
So, but it's when you have emotions involved, it's going to cloud judgment. It's going to cloud. People don't listen half the damn time because all they hear is a trigger word, and then they shut down.
But you know what? I'm gonna speak for the people who don't fuck with it. I feel a little slighted if I'm sitting here, you see me every day. I'm a stand-up gentleman. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, I'm doing everything, trying to elevate me and our situation. And you trust an outsider's opinion more than the words coming from the guy that's sharing a life with you.
Look at it from this standpoint.
It's kind. You don't see the insult. It's kind of like an insult.
How you can be insulted. Just be positive about it and use it as a kind of like a confirming thing. Like, look, I'm not a I told you so kind of guy, but. I said that already. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't saying anything to not help you.
Yeah.
And so use that as something to help her listen in the future.
True.
Versus,
But if I got to waste gas money just to tell you I told you so, I'm going to be a salty motherfucker riding back.
Well, they probably do have 1-800-therapy numbers, so just looking up. You might have to leave your own.
a lot of couples.
Put them on speakerphone.
A lot of couples go through that. Like, your mate can tell you something weeks, months, years, and then I guess it just depends on where you are in life the next time that you hear it, because maybe by that time you're open to receive it,
right,
as opposed to before.
Right.
But a lot of people do that. It takes a stranger to tell them something that you've been telling them forever for them to get it.
It shouldn't, but it does though. You're right.
But that's because people can't take constructive criticism well.
They don't take. They don't take the emotion out of it.
Yeah,
right. They can't be subjective versus objective. So when somebody is speaking to somebody that they love and care about something, they focus on how everything makes them feel all the time. That's the most dangerous part about human beings. You can tell somebody some cash shit, some good shit. If you don't say it right, and I always say, like, you can use it. I use this with
delivery is everything.
With black women. Like, you can be like, bitch, I just put $1 million in your account.
Right. And you be like,
who you calling a bitch?
Who you calling a bitch? You be like,
Fuck
really?
the money.
Give me that $1 million back. You don't deserve that shit.
That's my point. So it's not about that. It's all about how you say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you say it wrong, it won't matter.
Yeah. I don't know though, dogs. I think a chick be like, "Oh, bitch, happy then." I think she be
I would like, throw it in the bag.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's tricky, but it's a lot of like let's use another example, right? Let's use T.I. and Tiny.
Okay.
Because T.I. and Tiny is like ahead of the game, I think, because they just hustled everybody off the perception of getting a divorce.
I mean, they're not really ahead of the
game.
Jay-Z and Beyonce did that before them, though. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Jay-Z and Beyonce weren't splitting up, though. They didn't get.
They never.
They never split.
T.I. and Tiny really wasn't splitting up. That was just a hustle. That was the finesse game.
That's what I'm saying. They sold the perception that, look, this shit might be over, man. We done. I'm done. You didn't hit.
They sold struggle, just like Beyonce and Jay-Z. They sold struggle.
No, I don't
Tiny
agree with that.
Tiny is not working except the TV show.
No, she back in the group now.
Yeah, she got some.
Yeah, they
no,
doing and shit.
She's part owner of a basketball team or
some
something. Like, she got some stuff going on. She make her own money.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's still getting residuals from all the other stuff.
But that was a hustle though. T.I. and Tiny, they did what they had to do to get that TV show popping for one more season. Cash in, cash out. It was all for the money. I told y'all, dog, those kids were too happy. Those kids are too happy going through a divorce, dog.
I don't know if I agree, only because I've watched the show, and I mean, I get that every couple has their issues, but T.I. is very, very old school, like in an annoying way to a modern woman who makes her own money. And she used to hate that. Like, I can see that being a constant issue in their marriage, and that being something that she does ultimately leave for. So I don't know if I agree that it
I was surprised by that a little bit, though.
Yeah, I was.
He did. He used to call her from jail, like, "Where you going, woman?" Remember that first show?
He's very overprotective, and I don't know.
I mean, overprotective, though. That nigga protective.
He real old school with it.
He's like, I spent millions on you.
Yeah. Player style. I ain't mad at him, though.
So that gives you the right to do whatever you want to do, huh? Like, that's that old school
They
mindset.
not too old school, though. They doing threesomes and shit, and they ain't too old school.
That's why I think it was all a bluff.
That's what I'm saying, bro. No, it was
so
a mean move.
They was having sex with that girl Bernice?
Of course. Any youngin' that was in the little mix of names that supposedly been cheating.
Didn't they do Black China too?
Nah, I heard they paid
Rob
her.
Kardashian. Yeah, his bam ass. He tried to play her and made himself look even more dumb.
Yeah, I never seen it like a more proud sucker than that.
Stupid. Yeah. I thought he might be suicidal by now, dog.
Like Bam was wearing Rob's robe in the house, like in his bed. Like different dudes in the same
busting
week.
shorty with the robe on though, doing the Dougie though, like yo.
You could kind of kill that Bama for that.
Nigga was stanky legging that joint.
I think with the T.I. Tiny situation, I think it was different because you seen it like they televised the breakup.
Yeah.
So it was like, episode 1, episode 2, like you thought you saw them slowly progressing towards a divorce.
I guess
it would be digressing, but it's like I don't know if this is really, really real. Like, it seems real
It's
premeditated.
a production, bro. Anytime
Yeah.
it's a production, you can't trust that, bro.
But
Like, I
even
don't
then,
know.
why would you bring your kids into
That's
that?
my point. That's
like,
not
that's
healthy.
Sick.
What you mean as far as the show?
So that's
No, it's
why
like-
it was an act.
If it was an act, their kids had to be in on it.
But
Right.
did you
Or
watch
no.
the
Gotcha.
show? Did you watch the
I didn't
last
watch
season?
this last season.
I
no.
watched
Get
the
my
joint.
check.
I never watched it, but
I watched it. Those kids were happy, my nigga. And I'm telling you right now, every kid that I knew in some capacity that their parents going through a divorce, they weren't happy campers. Those
No.
kids on the TV were happy, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, nah, dog, ain't that much insulation or protecting them from
they
that.
was putting their business, son got a mixtape coming out.
Yeah,
daughter doing this
yeah,
and
they
that,
was chilling.
It
you know?
was, it's called, but you got to read between the lines. It's called The Family
Hustle. That's what I'm telling them.
They was
Gotcha.
hustling.
Yeah.
You get it now.
Yeah.
I get it. You get
Yeah.
it.
Hey, look,
Good point.
I need the
getting
family
married,
hustle.
if getting married, you and your wife, y'all should be out here getting that money. Y'all should be out here finessing the world, getting that bag. You know what I mean? That should be the way. For real. That's real marriage goals right there.
What'd you say?
Yeah,
Oh.
I want the bag. Shoot.
Yeah, that's
want a
marriage
few
goals
of 'em.
right there, for real. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I don't want to be broke with no youngins out here struggling.
Now,
Struggle.
to kind of go to another marriage scenario, which is totally different than the first two. Let's talk about, what's Keke Wyatt's husband's name? I don't even know his
I don't
name.
even know that
Jamar,
Bama's
Michael
name.
Jamar.
He was a
He
straight
leaving her
gun.
with like 13 kids now?
Nah, he coming back though. He realized that it was no way he was going to afford that financial hit. So he came back. He was like,
It's
"Baby,
cheaper
take me
to
back."
keep her.
Yeah,
All of these relationships have some unique things where it's like, like, how the hell you gonna leave after 9 kids? Like, where you think you gonna go?
but all 9 of them is not his
But
though.
she
Let's just
needs
put that
to
out
up,
there.
She
They
needs to up
not.
her medication because she's schizophrenia, whatever. Is that the right word? And she has some real mental issues.
And that's why I was gonna bring up
Okay.
that
domestic
she's
violence.
dealing.
So
and
does
she
Mary
keeps-
J.
And
Yeah.
it comes to, I think it comes from postpartum depression.
She might have that.
She's continuously
doing a
having
little
these
better.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you keep on having these kids and you're not letting your body heal, your mind heal, your spirit heal.
True.
And she is a religious person, but when you have a chemical imbalance
yeah,
in
true.
your brain, your mind is not functioning right.
Nah, you right.
And you
right.
have all these kids, you don't have time for yourself and finding yourself. No freedom to do whatever you want, and you got these kids. That shit'll drive you crazy.
And it's sad because she could sing heaven down. That
Oh,
woman
my
can
goodness.
sing.
Yeah,
She can sing though.
Yeah, she can
She
sing.
is
She
one
just
of the
need help.
best,
She
and
went to
she's
jail.
very underrated.
And she's
in the
beautiful
music
though. She's the
industry.
worst nightmare to a nigga. You know, all them kids and she beautiful too.
Stab your
Lord.
ass. Let
No,
me
and
know
she
what
kill
that
you.
means,
And she
right?
kill you, right? And she kill
She
you.
got some good
Yeah.
stuff.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't get past the part that she poked her other dude up.
She
Yeah.
stabbed him.
He was abusing
Right,
her.
that's why I said domestic violence is a unique topic in relationships too, because it's like, how do you stay? Like, what tells you to stay and continually fight within a relationship versus fighting to leave it? Like, I don't. There's so many different stories. And I'm not going to be
Insecurity.
short-sighted about it
Yeah,
because
it's
it's not easy to get out of.
Yeah,
it, you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it's a real issue. It's like people really dealing with it.
It's not always insecurity.
Not solely, but people are really, really dealing with, like.
But
You
know,
can't love
whoop.
yourself. How can it not be? If I'm not loving myself, then I'm going to let you do whatever you want to do to me because I don't see my value within myself.
that's true too.
I have no self-respect for me because I'm letting you do whatever you want to do to me. So if you up there slapping me and choking me and trying to kill me, and I'm still talking about I love you.
Well, I'm
like
sure
it.
that
Hey, yo.
doesn't happen.
But you know what? But you know what's another context of that though?
What is wrong with me?
Another context of that though. Some people, man or woman, know deep down inside that they not shit. As far as when it comes to pissing somebody or stressing somebody out to the point of breaking. They know it. Even though a motherfucker hands is around their neck, they know that this motherfucker really ain't this kind of person. But see, it's hard to explain that to people that's judging from the outside in. You know what I'm saying? But when you talk about two people that know each other, some people know, dog, if I was with me, I would flip me out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wait, why you judging somebody else? Why is they staying? You don't know that person that's being choked is just as much not shit as the person that's choking. You know what I'm saying? So let them niggas hash that shit out their own way. You know what I'm saying? And stop judging them. You know what I'm saying? Because every case is not villain and damsel in distress. You know what I'm saying? Every joint is not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's context to every situation.
So you choke her out just to get her attention? You think that's gonna shut her up?
I'm gonna tell you like this.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, right? My aunt was a victim of domestic violence. I mean, it's crazy.
Some youngers like that shit
but
though.
I learned this from my aunt's situation. She got murdered by her husband. She got stabbed over 100 times.
Damn, bro. You just wiped the room out with that.
The first time I met him, I knew it was something wrong with him.
Okay.
The very first time I met him, I was like maybe 19, 20. I was like, hey, Mom, why she messing with him? Like you could see something. His vibe wasn't right. She got with him for a specific reason. She had voids in her life. He had voids in his life.
And they identified with each other.
And they tried to fill them. But none of them were healthy. None of them were positive. You know, he had his background in and out of jail, coming from nothing really. She saw that, not thinking a sense, and felt like she could control him a certain way.
Or save him.
The sex probably factored into it too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. It always does.
But I also saw how she treated him though.
It was foul?
Oh man, sometimes women, you know, verbal abuse or abuse goes both ways.
I'm telling y'all.
And I saw her talk to him in a way like,
women.
Whoa, cuz.
It was damaging. It was damaging.
Like, auntie, ho. You don't say that in front of me.
Yeah.
If I'm here, everybody else.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You put yourself in his shoes like, man, I would flip. You know what I'm saying?
Like he might, you know, I don't want to have to, you know, put hands on him to protect you right here. I probably would because he want to try to smack you. Like what you just said to him.
And the next thing you know, they back together again.
Right. And you see that, and you see the process. The next thing you know, you get a phone call, and you plan to go to a funeral. Shit is real, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
But like with
East, I had a coworker like that.
What, she died?
Yeah. She had got a restraining order on her ex-husband. And when he got out of jail, he came up to the job. She just made supervisor. And she didn't want to get embarrassed because he was outside of the job. And she just she just got a promotion. So she was like, I'm going to leave with this man. You know, I don't think he's going to do nothing crazy. She didn't think that he was going to do anything crazy to her. She got in a car.
Was that on the news?
Yeah, it was on the news. She got in a car. Her son was in the house.
I heard
but
about
he heard them come in. He wasn't supposed to be home, and he ran out of the back door. And then when they got inside, the husband started arguing with her. The ex-husband was arguing, and then he shot her and then shot himself. And she was still in her uniform.
Damn.
And the son ran back in after he heard that, and you know, I mean, that was traumatizing.
Fucking right. Damn, son.
That's what I'm saying.
Like you gotta go. And it was 2 women that I know that have died from domestic violence from my job.
But see, I know a woman that died too off that, but I also seen how the flip side of that, where I was in the apartment one time with my homeboy. We was in that joint coming from the club one night. It was like 2 a.m. We in the joint chilling, watching TV. And we heard this scuffling. I mean, mean scuffling upstairs. Like, and this nigga, all this shit kept saying was, Roger, stop it. And I don't know, Roger was mopping the floor with her. He was doing something, right?
I would have called the police.
So my man's was like, hey, dog, should we go up there and fuck him up? I was like, I don't know, bro. I think we should just mind our business and shit, right? But see, look, at the time, my homie thought I was crud, though. He was like, hey, dog, that's foul, dog. We should be doing something. I was like, nah. So I went to sleep. I woke up. I go outside, right, in the morning. These motherfuckers was walking out hand in hand, hugging and kissing each other, dog. And I was saying, and I'm like, dog, you can't. This is why I be telling people every situation is different. You know what I'm saying? You can't judge every situation the same. You know what I mean?
That's true, but in domestic violence situations, if you hear it, you should call the police, because that could be the one time that it don't work out that way.
Yeah, that's true.
And you could have saved somebody's life.
That's true. I mean, but I've been in a situation where I was with a youngin', and I'm just keeping it real because I know I ain't the only one that been in the situation, because I was with a youngin' on a date one time years ago, and I got out the car. We walk into this restaurant, and we hear this bitch say, "Whatever, Tyrone." And this nigga came with a mean little, like one of those, like he was about to swing, but he pulled it back and turned it into like a lunge. and shorty just flew. It was like sliding on the ground and shit. And young and I was with, she was like, Joe, what are we gonna do? I was like, bitch, we about to go eat. What you talking about? I don't know what she did to that nigga.
It's tricky. I mean, it's
straight like that.
She be back with him
It's
tomorrow.
tricky, though.
Yeah. And
Because
look,
that's what you would hate to do is fight somebody. Like, you can't fight a random stranger. You pull up on him and you get in his business. You know, a knife could come out, a gun could come out. You put your life on the line, and then she still stay with him. So what did you fight him for?
but not even that. What if you see something like that? You come to the rescue and you find out.
And she jump in with him.
Not even that, but you find out that shorty just burnt the nigga, and this nigga's trying to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? This nigga looking at you like, nigga, you saving this bitch? She just murdered me. I'm dead.
It's not good either way.
It's not.
My
They
friend,
have help for that.
my friend used to tell me all the time, because I call the police. If I hear stuff in my apartment complex
Oh,
that
you a
sound
police
like
calling
it's too
ass,
much,
man.
I call the police.
Because
Because I'd rather be safe than sorry. It would eat at my conscience the next morning to know that somebody could have died.
What if somebody just cussing each other out? Don't be calling the ambulance because some of your neighbors just cussing each other
Get
out.
it on record.
Oh, Lord, damn. God. Everybody
You
beware
might
of
have
T.
helped her out.
Exactly.
Beware
Get
of
it
T.
on
Somebody
record.
call the police.
T got recorded
Because she
devices.
might not die this time, and then you got to think some people go through these domestic issues and they don't intend for the other person to die. Like,
Right.
what if you
Too
just
much
shoved her
That's
one
true.
time too hard and she hit her head on the counter?
That's
then
true.
what?
That's true.
happens.
That's true.
But you develop the behavior of putting your hands on, and you get used to it.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
You get used to smacking her or pushing her
Yeah,
around, and one
yeah.
time you smack her too hard, and then she
Yeah.
rolls down the steps.
Right.
It's a progressive issue. It generally builds up. That's why I said, like, the first time got to be the last time sometimes.
Absolutely.
You can't let it build up to a point where somebody get comfortable doing
You don't
something
have
to you,
control of
and then
your
try to stop it.
emotions. Yeah.
Because then you didn't. Like, you know, we done this before, baby. You didn't fought and had sex. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
You know,
I thought you liked it like this. You
Yeah,
know what
and
I'm
she
saying?
probably do.
There's different ways it could play out. You can't play around with it. If somebody tries to come at you a certain way from a physical standpoint, you got to address it then and there.
yeah.
True. That's true.
So it
That's
does
true.
not
Really-
happen again.
Nip it in the bud.
Because it becomes a pattern. And, you know, now they used to just arrest the aggressor, the person that did it, but they arrest both of you now.
Yeah. I heard they do that. Yeah.
So both of y'all going
Both
to jail.
y'all
And that
going
baby
in.
going to child
For the night.
and family services.
Uh-huh.
So it's best to just hold in your emotions and just go and get some air.
But
I
not-
tell my son, do not put your hand on no woman. Run if you have to, because men go through domestic violence too.
I've
Women
seen it.
beat on men.
I've seen
They
it.
will beat, bite,
In
whatever.
high
they can.
school, I've seen it.
Hey, yo.
So
You a
teach-
lame though. You a lame. If you getting beat by a chick, you a lame. Yo, if your chick is beating you up, you a lame. You should get beat up though. Like if your chick is beating
he just
you
doesn't
up,
want to put his hands on her. Hey,
you
if
better hug
guys
her. You
have-
better hug her till she cry.
Go ahead.
You better hug her till she
Yeah.
cry, bro. That's what you better do. Don't be sitting there taking no hits because you don't want to hit her back.
Go
You better
ahead,
get
hit
in the
me.
bed
Go
hug.
ahead, hit
You
me.
better get in the bed hug
Just
until
leave-
she cry.
Just leave her alone, bro.
Yeah, do that
If
too.
anybody has any comments, oh wow,
Yeah.
wow,
I know, right?
this was a dope session.
Oh yeah,
This
it's
was a
always a
dope
dope
session.
session.
It's a quickie, man. An hour could be a
Wow,
quickie.
It's
man.
always a
an
dope
hour's
session.
out already. But you know what, ladies and men, if you having domestic issues, don't be afraid to talk to someone about it. Don't be afraid to call 911. Don't be afraid to get out of it. It's only a call away. I'm telling you, you have to
true.
love yourself so much more.
I wanna
than
say-
be being abused and stuff.
I want to say, people, if you trying to get married, don't do it until you start realizing that you need to fix yourself first. If you not fixed, if you not fulfilled with yourself and happy with yourself and loving yourself, you can't love somebody else. And there's no need to even try to bring the legal system into your situation because you destined for failure. So don't be trying to get married until you actually are whole with yourself. That's all I'm trying to say.
I mean, that's a good closing note. I mean, as far as like overall in marriages, I think more important than anything, you gotta know yourself first.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
can't love anybody else. You can't do anything for anybody else if you don't know who you are, what you need, what you can provide
Definitely.
in depth in every area or aspect of your life. So it's on you. It's up to you.
Worry about yourself, and everything else will fall in place.
There you go. On that note,
yeah.
On that note.
Joe Moff mixtape out there on Dat Piff, dog. Check that joint out. You know what I'm saying?
North,
King of the North, that
Download
joint. They loving that joint. Download that joint. Get at me. You know what I'm saying?
King of the North.
Also, check out Virtual Girls LLC on Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
Cheer.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Love you guys.
Love everybody.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah.
10 p.m. Eastern Time.
We on here. We out here.
Holla back.
Later.
Shit. It's your mom. What up, dog? You know the name. I've been always true, never need a crew. Woman, I've been through. What you trying to do? Heighten up the view, jungle now is zoo. God shows and few. What you trying to do? Mixing old school with the new. Cavalier, I'm no Tyronn Lue, nigga. What you trying to do? From so much I grew. Next time you judge a nigga out the blue thing. What you trying to do? Prototype, designer dope, got that polo white. The truth's free, I'm Bruce Lee in this dojo fight. Follow me, still no photo like Scarface, the Manolo type. The outlaw, Southpaw, Miguel, Cotto, right lord of this ring, I'm Frodo Nice. Light-skinned Dolomite, socialite, Acapulco flights on your local lights. Mogul heights soaring, pogo piping them forests. Black market organs of youngins, you claim ignoring. After Uber recordings, create fantasies in my boredom. My power range mighty morphin'. You the inmate, I'm the warden, baby. Talking of jealousy, haters and music melody. I cruise with Penelope's, you boomerang lady Eloise. Fellas be wanting tutelage, can't spar with this pugilist. Beat you worse than a uterus. Furious fate, I'm ludicrous. Out the womb wasn't new to this. A born vet. Death to my enemies, ain't none of them been mourned yet. What you trying to do? Shit. I've been always true, never need a crew. Woman, I've been through. Shit. What you trying to do? Heighten up the view, jungle now is zoo. God shows and few. What you trying to do? Mixing old school with the new. Cavalier, I'm no Tyronn Lue, nigga. What you trying to do? From so much I grew. Next time you judge a nigga out the blue thing. What you trying to do? My own style, you in a defective clone pal. Your girl pussy want me so much. Her butt phone down, phone middle finger, your home crowd. Your fans hurt, lucky my hand jerk. You be R.I.P. on your man's shirt. Golden grand work, these cookies turn into vapors. Giving birth to a nation for 40 hoes and some acres. Beating down this safari, seems my dreams is a chaser. Thunder seeking ain't PG-13, your heart will need a pacer. Good loving and need a baker, not boosting Adidas laces. Money books, my faith put on believer, she the favor. You eager to need a favor, no visa, you cheaper labor. Pick a flex, this a kiss of death, give me a feature, Jada. Flow of the feature flavor, that sheet, the Onika blazer. Internet gangster, I troll all and delete your data. Send you to meet your maker, this shot of those speech your maker. Money talk, both pockets, some deep debaters. Nigga, what you trying to do? I've been always true, never need a crew. Woman, I've been through. Shit. What you trying to do? Heighten up the view, jungle now is zoo. God shows and few. What you trying to do? Mixing old school with the new. Cavalier, I'm no Tyronn Lue, nigga. What you trying to do? From so much I grew. Next time you judge a nigga out the blue thing. What you trying to do? From the jump, you should skip town. Circus Soleil, click clowns. On my dick where your chick found. Books in my lean, we get down. Think I'ma sit around familiar faces with lip frowns. Faking king while I sip crown familiar hot water hits drown. You got next, I got just now. No manners for bammers, radiating gamma. Watch Hulk smash from this Bruce Banner. Got my hoes in Santa, got matching hammers for me and Nana. Message to a scammer, my nigga, this not a jammer.